Hey guys, it's Infinite. Today we're playing some Domination on Villa. And first off, I want to apologize for not posting a video for about 5 days now. Most people aren't going to apologize for something like that, but my longtime followers expect a video from me almost daily. And I'm sorry for not posting for a few days. There's a combination of reasons why I haven't. I mean, first and foremost, I haven't had any urge to play video games at all. I mean, I just really haven't played games at all. But I finally got a working copy of GTA Vice City, and I'm going to start that Let's Play hopefully within the next week or so. So that's good news. But yeah, my free time, I just, actually, I've been putting a lot of focus on the stock market in general. Obviously, as you guys know, that's what I want to do when I grow up. And I've been watching a lot of shows, listening to a lot of analyst opinions, stuff like that. And I've also been watching South Park. Now, I'm not a TV guy. If you long-term fans know that I don't watch TV at all, but I have Netflix Instant Queue. I've had it for a while, and I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna start watching South Park. I'm bored of video games, and I really enjoy it. I'm almost done with the first 2 seasons already, and most people watch it for like, oh my god, it's funny, haha. I like the humor. It's definitely good humor, but I like the knocks that they take at just like everyone. And some of this stuff isn't even noticeable, but I just love it. I think it's hilarious. And not just hilarious, but clever. So, obviously, I promised you guys last time that I would bring you guys another episode of Road to Xbox 360. So here it is. The first episode was actually the first episode. I talked about kind of regular Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis. Those were my beginning days. I'm pretty sure I left off right before I got my PS2 and Dreamcast. I don't really remember which one I got first. I got whichever came out first. I want to say the PS2 came out a year earlier, but I'm not sure. You guys can definitely remind me in the comments below. But when it comes to Dreamcast, I loved NFL 2K, 2K1 and 2K2. That was it for me. I mean, that game totally shit on Madden back then. Obviously, Madden came back, and Madden ended up being the best football game. They got the football license, and yeah, they took over football. But, oh my god, that game was so good. I loved it. And all the sports games, for that matter, all the 2K sports games were great. NBA's, oh, they're still great. I mean, what am I saying? But, yeah, that's what I played primarily on Dreamcast, the sports games. I really enjoyed the sports games on Dreamcast. And I'm trying to think, I did play Sonic Adventure a little bit. I'm trying to think about what I played on Dreamcast. You know, I don't have to... It's funny, because, like, you guys think it'd be a little bit more interesting than this, right? Like, I played a lot more as a kid. And I did play a lot of games as a kid. But you know what I used to do? On PS2, I'd play... This is going a few years in the future now. Me and my friend would play like Madden 03, Madden 04, Madden 05. Those 3 years of gaming, me and my friend would seriously hang out after school. And my friend Dylan, I play with him every now and then. You guys probably seen him, Flanny508. We basically lived with each other back then. Like, to be honest, he would come over after school and stay over till 9 o'clock. And we were like elementary school, and he'd still stay over that long. He'd sleep over every weekend, so we'd hang out 24/7. And we would just play Madden against each other all the time. All the time. Neither of us were that great. I mean, at the time I was definitely better than him, but he started catching up towards the end. But neither of us were that great. I mean, we just loved it, and we played over and over again. And we would, actually both make our own franchises and just play franchise. I kid you not, for like 10 years. And it was insane. We'd trade, we'd make our teams ridiculous. And I look back and I was like, that's so stupid. I used to take advantage of the draft picks. My team would be like in salary cap. It'd be way over the salary cap. And I'd have a bunch of penalties. It'd be horrible. But we loved it. And Madden was the game where we really did it the most on. I mean, sure, I play MVP baseball, NHL, but Madden, that age was when I really started getting into playing sports. And I'm telling you, you don't even know the hours I put into that. And right now, as I'm talking, I'm trying to remember what else I played for the PS2. The things that stick out the most for me are the sports games. I played so much. Like, obviously back then, my stepbrother at the time, was older. He was, I want to say, around 15 or 16. Yeah, and he played like Devil May Cry and stuff, and I'd watch him play all those gory games. But it's not that I wasn't allowed to play those gory games, but to tell you the truth, I had absolutely no interest. Like, sure, a little bit later on, I started playing GTA and stuff like that, but really, as a kid, I had no interest. My first first-person shooter was Far Cry on the Xbox. So, as a kid, I had absolutely no interest. And it's funny, because, like, a lot of times, like, kids have restrictive parents who are like, I don't want you to play that game, Johnny. And not for me. My parents didn't give a shit what I played. It's just, I didn't care. I just didn't, I wanted to play sports games, so that's how that ended up. And, so a few years later, Dreamcast came out. And Dreamcast was... I apologize completely. I just said Dreamcast. I meant to say GameCube. GameCube came out. And I have a few good memories on GameCube. Actually, as a kid growing up, the only games that I remember playing outside of sports games were Nintendo games. I mean, your Marios, your, that, I don't know if you guys remember the game Wave Runner. That game, or Wave Race, I think it was called Wave Race. That game was amazing. And, I played the sequel to that on GameCube. I played Mario Sunshine, all those games. But, now that I think back, guys, I apologize. But, like, I played a lot as a kid, but it really wasn't that interesting. I played so much sports games, it's almost sickening. I don't even know how I played Madden 10 enough to get top 100 after all the sports hours I've put in. I mean, it's crazy. It's almost like a little bit of nostalgia. I mean, like, I'm returning to my childhood now by playing the sports games again as much as I did, because there was a time period where I didn't play sports games at all, right when the Xbox came out, but I've been kind of returning, playing NHL a lot and stuff like that. And it's interesting. It's interesting how your interests change. Like, how did I went from not even thinking about shooting anything to playing Call of Duty the amounts that I've played it, and I was raging like hell right there when I just died. But yeah, so guys, I think I'm gonna pretty much cut it off there in terms of talking about what I did, because a lot of interesting stuff comes around the Xbox days. The 360 days is when I really started diversifying. And if you guys didn't know, I think I mentioned this last episode, but I never owned an Xbox. So all those classics on Xbox, I never experienced them. Very sad. But you know what? I wouldn't have experienced them anyway. All I would have played on Xbox was freaking sports games, so it wouldn't even have mattered. And oh, game I'm missing out on. Tiger Woods on GameCube. I played Tiger Woods so much. Any of you guys know anything about golf? Birdie is 1 below par. Obviously, every hole is a par. Par 3, par 4, par 5. Birdie's 1 below par, and Eagle's 2 below par. I had a course record on one of the Tiger Woods on GameCube where I birdied every hole that you could birdie. So, like, par 3s I got 2, par 4s I got 3, and actually some of the par 4s I even eagled. And I eagled every single par 5. I think my course record was shooting like a 48. That's like 20 strokes below par. And I was insane at that game. I was better than my stepbrother at the time, who was like 7 years older than me. And in case you guys didn't tune into the last video, the reason I say stepbrother at the time is because my dad eventually got a divorce to her. But I was really close with him. He was like basically my brother. And we shared a lot of times together playing games. Alright guys, so I apologize. I thought I played more games, but I guess I didn't. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and the next episode will probably be the final one. I know it's a short 3-episode series, but that'll be the final one where I talk about Xbox, PS3, and Wii. Alright guys, talk to you guys next time. Oh yeah, final score, 66-8. Could have been a ton better. I was pissed off, but it's all good. Alright, talk to you guys later. See ya.